So, this is AC Star Lord 29 channel, and we're finishing. I just finished Scream 2, and this is for my slasher. Um, this is for the slasher part of our Halloween movie marathon, and so in the beginning of this movie, we follow two people that are going to the same college as Sydney or Sid in this movie, and she's played by Jada Pinkett Smith and her boyfriend, and how they're talking about how the black people don't survive in horror movies and all that stuff, while setting up another movie based off of the first movie, which was not called Scream. It's called Stab, and Stab is a movie that Gail Winters Weathers makes in this movie. And then after that, after they talked about how black people don't survive in horror movies and all that stuff, well, of course, they become the stereotype of not surviving. Obviously, in the beginning, half is J. Pinkett Smith. It's not that long in this movie. Same thing with their boyfriend, but they live out their joke. But now these days, their black people are in horror movies because we're seeing in Jordan Peele's movies now. But we go cut to seeing Gail Weathers, and Gail Weathers just made a book about the killings in Woodborough, and also produced a movie, Stab, and then we see her on the college. We see her at the same college that those victims got killed at, but also Sydney goes to that school and studying to be an actor, and then Randy's also another person that survived from the first movie that went with her to the same college, and Randy's doing film theory or majoring in film, obviously, and then she has herself a new boyfriend that's better than Billy Loomis. And speaking of him, would you be a special guest with a relative of hers throughout this? And then Dewey shows up, and she goes to see Dewey, and then Gail Winters follows up with Dewey again. And as Gail Winters is reporting on this, Dewey's also trying to find the new killer, and Sydney's just trying to live her normal life, but she can't live that because where everything follows, when everything like that follows her to uh, new chapters of her life. And there was this character named Cotton that I didn't mention in the first movie, but Cotton was also accused for a crime where he raped and murdered his Sydney's mother, but of course he wasn't committed for that. That was Billy Loomis, as we know that already from the first movie. And then he gets his redemption story, and this tries to, and he eventually kind of goes on the edge, towards the edge of being a killer, maybe, but no. So one of her best friend's boyfriends end up being a suspicious person, as everyone's trying to figure out the new killer out in this. We see a mystery woman that's a reporter that always comes across Gail Weathers, and it's the lady from Roseanne, that the sister of Roseanne from the Roseanne movie, is this fake reporter. But then we find out from later on that she's not really a reporter. She's actually a scream killer or a ghost face killer, and she's Billy Loomis's mother. And while they have an altercation with Sydney towards the end of this movie, with a boyfriend of one of her best friends that was black that also died, of course. And yeah, she dies obviously, but the boyfriend was one of the killers because, well, you know, he wanted to be, a ripoff like Billy Loomis, basically. So that gives me a theory. Like, since I'm wearing a Halloween shirt, I know what time I scream wearing a Halloween shirt. There's Sam Loomis, and I know Sam Loomis is what they built off of Billy Loomis because they were fans of this movie. But I'm starting to think like maybe Sam Loomis is Billy Loomis's grandfather. Like he went insane for Michael Myers. Maybe Billy and his mother just went insane. Well, Billy's just went insane because his mom got his his mom's husband cheated on his dad, cheating on his mother with Sydney's mother and all that stuff, and maybe just his mother's just crazy. So yeah, but that's just a theory. That's not a real thing. But anyways, that's what ends up happening in this movie, and then that's how it ends up happening. But there's also references to other movies like Candyman and Jason Voorhees, like how his mother was the first killer. Once again, um, and all that stuff. But this movie was more like it settled as a actual movie than just referencing other movies and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. But that's actually kind of cool. It was kind of funny and meta and Deadpoolish, also kind of breaking their own fourth wall with making a movie of the movie of. So basically making a movie of the first movie, Scream, but called the movie Stab, and you have like Tori Spelling playing Sydney, you have Luke Wilson playing Billy Loomis, and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting that they have Stab, a fake movie inside this movie. So cool. So either way, you get your jollies. So you watch Scream or watch Stab. You either watch Scream in this universe, the real life world, or you watch Stab in the Scream 2 universe or the Scream universe. Either way, it's all the same movie. I'm signing out, and by the way, this is also Halloween by the time I put this on YouTube because I was working late at night. I was working from 5 to 12:30 at night, and it was a Hallows Eve, All Hallows Eve or Halloween Eve when I went there, but now it's Halloween, so happy Halloween. And I'll be back for Scream 3 on Halloween and hopefully also Scream 4. I mean 4, yeah. So I'm signing out.